One of the most frequent comments I get apart from, "Shut up about politics, where's Yilmaz?" Yilmaz? Is this Yilmaz?
Oh, bruh's exposed. Now I know what it feels like to be the bad guy in Scooby-Doo.
However, the most common positive comment I get is, "Why isn't this man on TV yet?" Which is so nice of you to say, thank you very much. I don't know if I'm talented enough to be up there with the likes of Toadie. I do yo-go for lunch. But handicap aside, the reason you don't hear anyone talk about the things that I talk about on television is because of link in the description, Manufacturing Consent by Noam Chomsky. That's why. That's the most important film ever made, apart from American Pie Bandcamp. But even Chomsky himself would agree with that. Stifler's brother jizzing in the sunscreen at Bandcamp is without question the most uproarious prank since Dave England from Jackass took a shit in that hardware store. Laying down the law. Quickly though, this documentary/book obliterates the fairy tale that the mainstream media is there to inform the public. It was designed from day one purely to be PR for the rich. That's why there's this very strong right-wing presence in the media that's not so much driven by an ideology as they are dogs with rabies. As their entire job is to attack and discredit anything that is remotely pro-population, so centre-left parties, unions, green groups, Snoop Dogg. I have no idea why they hate Snoop so much. So jealous of his effortless flow. While the quote-unquote left-wing media are really what I like to call douchebags. Look into the background of virtually anyone you regard as left-leaning in the mainstream media. 99% of the time they're the private school-educated, narcissistic hatchlings of wealthy, well-connected families, infuriatingly waggling their weak little inbred fingers at the rest of Australia to check their privilege, which A, works out just fine for the powers that be that the face of the left is that fucking punchable.
Wake up in the morning feeling like Pete.
And B, the function of this quote-unquote left-wing media is to give off the illusion of a debate when in reality all they're doing is distracting the public with vacuous bullshit.
Here's a lol. Pauline Hanson hates halal. Karl Stefanovic literally just said tranny. Okay, can I just say, thank God there's us, the OK magazine of Australian politics that are all clearly coke addicts. Australia's media left.
What's worse is they know it. I've asked these parasites off air why they continually focus on the political equivalent of gossip while your rights at work are eroded and the atmosphere gets thicker with poison. And you know what they say?
Everyone's got bills to pay.
Go fuck yourself. Prioritising your, be honest, extremely shit paychecks over democracy, not hyperbole. Last year when Lord Mayor of Sydney Clover Moore was told by then Premier Magilla Gorilla,
"Democracy has failed in Sydney because we're not winning, so we're going to replace democracy with oligarchy. It's premium democracy."
I know Mike Ben's daughter. They didn't care. There was an attempted soft coup in Australia, and the so-called bastions of democracy, journalists, reported on it 0.2% as much as they reported on women's AFL being televised. Never forget that. For every one story there was about the very fabric of our society being ripped at the seams, there was 500 about PR for the rich. There's a million examples. I don't have time to discuss them, so I'll just attach a link to a video where I break down all million of them. Minus 999,997. I'll talk about 3. But for now, let me just share with you my first-hand experience of every single time I've ever had anything to do with the mainstream media. They've told me what I can and can't talk about before I go to air. Think about how controlled the national debate is when even I'm censored. I'm not on there to defend Pol Pot. I support mainstream parliamentary parties that, now that I think about it, Pol Pot does look a lot like an Asian granddad that should be on a bottle of hot sauce. I don't think he did it. Or they ask me to come on to talk about a certain issue. I go there to find that it's pre-recorded. They ask me absolutely nothing about the issue, just bullshit gotcha question after bullshit gotcha question. And then when you see what they put to air, it is actually like,
oh, just thinking about her, Ken. I just wish I had her. Sweet, Ken.
So, Mr. Simpson, you admit you grabbed her can. What do you have to say in your defense? Mr. Simpson, your silence will only incriminate you further. No, Mr. Simpson, don't take your anger out on me. Get back! Mr. Simpson, no! Dramatization may not have happened.
That's why the things that I talk about aren't on television. That's why every single time I walk past that idiot box, all I can think is, TV! Plato's Cave has never had so many channel options. Because the mainstream media creates a narrative that serves the rich, and anybody that disagrees with that is either marginalized, attacked, or ignored. In short, TV sucks. I'm probably going to be on it later this year. I had a couple of offers. But look, that's not important. Can I have some money? That's all this is. One epic.
No, I won't have you die. No, I don't have change.
You're watching that online. Obviously, I'm never going to do anything on there that pretends to be informative. Pure
Bread and games. Anyone that goes to Bali is a bogan.
So in order to keep this going, we're going to start Patreon on a per video basis as opposed to per month, because I think that's fairer on everyone, so there's no more, why hasn't there been a video this month?
2 words, Twitch. 3G.
We'll cap your donations at 4 videos a month, and a massive thank you to everybody who signed up to be a Patreon member so far, because your money, not bragging,
Just telling it like it is.
changed elections. The videos you paid to produce dominate the net, which is so hard to do when your biggest competition is Bob Hawke, God bless his soul, wheezing.
In 1983,
Just hang on, man. Let me gather my thoughts. There's a 1983.
These videos not only increase voter registration by 20% from the previous election. Look at our click-over rate. Our video was the key reason for that increase. They also hit the demo that matters the most and the seats that swing the most, meaning that these videos take away seats from the Liberals. As well as to get thousands of Australians to switch over to green energy, get a compost bin, join their union, sign up to protect the Great Barrier Reef. And so for all of that, I think that our editors and producers should probably get paid.
I don't know. Can't they just live off microscopic organisms like the humble sea sponge?
No, because they're humans.
Oh. I've exposed my secret, haven't I?
Yes. As always, not a dime of the Patreon money goes to me. It all goes to the staff that pour countless hours into this channel. So instead of giving your spare change to a beggar, give it to me, the beggar of the net. Chuck us a few bucks and
Help fight the info war.
at the current rate of how insane constantly focusing on this is making me, I've got about 2 years before I start yelling.
You want to fight? You're getting it! You will die, not us!
Your donation can make this possible. We're on Patreon.
Please press the subscribe button now. Come on.